Alright guys, and welcome to another video. Today I want to address all of the negativity towards Blizzard games, and obviously particularly World of Warcraft. You know, there's many people in the community, you know, they're crying and they're moaning, saying World of Warcraft is dead, Blizzard is dead, they're going to go bankrupt, everyone is just playing Final Fantasy now, all streamers and YouTubers are boycotting Blizzard games, and the world of World of Warcraft is going to end. And in my humble opinion, it's a load of exaggerated twaddle from overdramatic streamers and players. No offense, okay? If I could swear on this channel, I would call it a crock of you-know-what. People even had the delusional idea that I was going to stop making videos about WoW just because everyone else is, and because I made a few videos about New World. But anyway, I think the main motif of this video is to at least attempt to give everyone a breath of fresh positivity. Okay, because honestly, all this negativity and all this hate, it's really draining. Okay, it's really ruining the community. I think it's all gone too far. I think everyone just needs to sit back, have a cup of tea, and take a chill pill. Because things are nowhere near as bad as they seem. And sometimes when really bad things happen, they can actually turn out to be a good thing in the long term. But anyway, let's look at this Doomsday Graph. That is the quarterly report for this quarter for Blizzard games. Obviously, you can see a drastic drop, okay? And this makes it look like everyone is quitting World of Warcraft. But this includes many other games like Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm, which, let's be honest, have been on a downward slope for a while now. If you actually take the time to look at the server status of both Classic and Retail realms, they are still absolutely packed. They're as packed as they usually are. And I'm looking at them at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Alright, and from my experience, the public test realm for Classic TBC has been extremely busy. And so is my server. My server's been booming since the launch. I'm on Pywood EU, there's been so many pugs that I'm actually starting to lose count of how many guilds are doing organised pugs. The game just simply isn't dead. Or at least it isn't as dead as people are making it out to be, right? WoW is still pretty high up in the Twitch section. It may not appear as high as it normally is, but that's only because, you know, there's many other streamers who are trying out other MMOs. But very simply is, a lot of people are still playing World of Warcraft, and you want to know why? It's because we're all extremely addicted to it. You really think some political controversy within the company is going to stop us sweaty nerds from killing raid bosses and farming mounts? Okay, obviously it's not. There's been a drop. I'll admit there's been a drop of players, but it's really not that big. And let's be honest, even if half of everyone who plays WoW quit tomorrow, it would still be the biggest MMO that you can play. You may think that Final Fantasy has more active players than World of Warcraft, but there's a big caveat to that argument. You can't accurately get a definitive answer on how many people are subscribed to WoW anymore. You just cannot physically do it. It's impossible. So you can't say another MMO is more popular than WoW, because it's just impossible. Everyone freaked out when like Blizzard stock dropped or plummeted after all the controversy, but it really didn't have that much of a long-term effect. In fact, now it's just back to normal, and they're actually making more money now, if you look at its quarterly report, than they ever have, despite having apparently less players playing their games. Okay, companies really get bankrupt from some kind of political controversy. They get bankrupt for not making any money. Right, if they stop making money, that's when they start to run into problems. And this is because the internet has such a short-term memory, it's like quite ridiculous. Remember when Gillette made an extremely gender stereotyping kind of advert towards men? Well, people are still buying Gillette products, like they're still going. And even after that little stunt, they didn't exactly shut down and their stock didn't drop or anything like that, because people just forget about these things. I mean, can you remember when Blizzard was actually accused of trivializing a Hindu god with one of their Overwatch skins, right, by the president of the Universal Society of Hinduism? Maybe 1% of people watching this video may actually remember that, but the majority, I'm going to take a bet, probably don't, okay, because most people who play World of Warcraft, they get home from work, they put their feet up, have a cup of tea, and go kill some dragons. I just think people are so over-dramatic and extreme these days, and no offense, it does seem to be the WoW community. It's probably just every community, to be honest, but when I look at my comment section, I read some of the comments and I'm like, what on earth is this nutter on about, and I think people just love drama now. Like, people are just addicted to drama. I don't know why. Like, when I think of drama, I think of my, like, mum watching soap operas. I've really never understood this perverted obsession with drama. I mean, I could talk about that for a long time, but it's probably a bit of a huge tangent. So I really want to move on to my last positive note. Okay, so many staff members at Blizzard are obviously either withdrawing from the company or are being basically forced to resign and therefore being replaced, either because they wanted to distance themselves from the company and the controversy around obviously all the harassment claims, or they were somewhat involved. Okay, as much as the situation is pretty despicable and it is very hard to take anything positive from it, there could be a positive side to the situation. Now, you definitely have to bear with me on this one. For many years now in Blizzard, they've had the same people within these leadership roles, and what inevitably happens when, you know, people are at the top and they're getting older is people just get a bit lazy. They get lazy, they get less imaginative, less artistic, they take less risks because they're just happy to sit on their wad of cash, happy to keep the shareholders happy, and happy to go home to their mansions and sit in their swimming pools with a pina colada or something. But now, because there's been a huge reshuffle of staff, who knows what will happen in the future? Maybe there will be more ambitious young blood on the scene in bigger leadership roles with more power and more influence over the changes that particular Blizzard products can make, who will maybe make better decisions than the previous people within these roles. That's hopefully what will happen. Anyway, I mean, I like to stay positive, I like to look at it in a positive light. The point is, we definitely have some new minds on the scene, and hopefully they will make positive changes to World of Warcraft and to Blizzard games in general. In a way, you can see this as a big purge of, let's be honest, some very naughty boys within the company. I'm obviously trying to avoid some loaded words so my video doesn't get flagged. And overall, some fresh minds on the scene, maybe a positive change. And I'm going to leave the video there on a positive note. My name is MetaGoblin. Until my next video, ciao.